Welcome to the Big Questions podcast with Gideon Wood. We're here to explore big questions, and I brought my dad along to help me. So, Dad, my big question today is, what is life, and is there anything like life? If that isn't life, but is it much like it?
Big questions. Life. You ask, what is life? So before I tend to ask a what is question, I first try to understand what I'm doing with that concept, whatever it is. So, like in this case, life. It's like, oh, why am I interested in what life is? Is there some bigger frame I'm putting it in? Am I interested in protecting life? I'm interested in what whether life experiences like I do, or or whatever it may be. So, is there a deeper context in which you're thinking about life?
I'm just kind of thinking, like, I'm thinking more along consciousness lines, like, how is this being here? How am I thinking? How am I feeling? It's so weird, like,
The big how. I have felt that deeply. Yes. Yeah. Wow. That's after all this time, what I have come to understand, or my understanding of consciousness, it's an impenetrable mystery. It is awe. It is wonder, right? There's at some point we can look at this microphone right in front of us and we can call it like a microphone and put these little labels on it, but its being, its existence, its qualities are just an ultimate mystery. You can't really get past that, you know? So I don't know if that resonates with you, or if you have any reactions to that.
so, you're saying life is wonder?
I think they're very closely tied up. If you're speaking in terms of when I asked what you were doing with the concept life, you were interested in the how of experience. Like, why is this? How is it?
What is your definition of wonder? Because wonder only, the feeling of wonder is only a part of life, isn't it?
Yeah, again, so these what is questions, they go around in circles. That's why rather than start with a what is, I like to start in a bigger frame, kind of like, and that's what brought me back to when you were speaking about life and I kind of probed you a little bit. You were really interested in the consciousness aspect, right?
Yeah.
And specifically the how, and by the how, did you mean the mechanics of it? Or
Yeah, pretty much.
so, like, if we were to invent a robot that was conscious, you're interested in what is that process? Is that the lines, or more just the qualitative experience that the thing that comes before the words, the concepts, that just is whatever it is. It's just kind of a mystery.
I think it's more the second one, the last one you listed, like the is.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's an impenetrable mystery. So then you asked about wonder, And yeah, it is that just feeling of awe. You can't really, I mean, that's the word we give to label it, but the experience is just fundamentally,
Indescribable?
yeah, ineffable, indescribable, a mystery, total wonder. But there's this knowing quality to it. Like, it's unbelievable. This thing kind of knows itself.
Hmm. So, now that we've talked about l- life as I was speaking about it, do you have anything more to add to that? Or do you think we should move on to, are there other things like life, the feeling before words you were talking?
Sure. Yeah, other things like life. So, in this way of speaking of life, are you thinking like Darwinian, where Earthlings, everything kind of evolved here on this planet versus like an alien planet?
No, I'm thinking like a different consciousness, like a different type of conscious.
Interesting. Yeah, I wonder what that would look like. So, the way I'm understanding consciousness is kind of this knowing, empty quality. Consciousness doesn't seem to have any kind of form or shape or quality. It's kind of invisible or empty in a way. And so when I think of a different consciousness, I don't know, but the contents in that consciousness, that nothingness that knows, I think can be infinite numbers of things. So like, dogs have different sensory systems than we do, and those sensory systems at the end of the process provide a different experience, right? That picture you showed me of how dogs see versus how humans see. And dogs apparently saw a lot of greens and what was the other color?
Yellows.
Yellows. And bats have sonar, uh, echolocation, and so they experience the world a little differently than we do. So I imagine one day we'll be able to like hook up some of those senses to us, or that there's senses that we don't even know of presently, you know?
Um,
So yeah, new forms of life or consciousness.
yeah. I wonder if there are things like we can probably like imagine the consciousness of a dog, but like what if there was a different consciousness that was so complex it would be hard to imagine?
Yeah,
It's an interesting subject.
like Spock. Do you know who Spock is?
Who's Spock?
There's a TV series and several movies about space team that protects other life around all the galaxies around the universe.
Uh,
And the crew is made of human-like people from all around the universe. And so the captain, he's from Earth, and his right-hand man is Vulcan. And Vulcans are in some ways far superior intellectually and emotionally. And yeah, so it's like an advanced life form that we would have no idea what it's like.
well, should we end it there?
Yeah, I think those were some big fun questions. Thanks for asking them.
Well, have a nice day, listeners.
Until next time, my friends.